You're tuned in to Live Farmgirlfit.
It's fitness as a lifestyle.
Keep it simple, get it done.
I know food is fuel. What I'm making at home tastes better.
Hard work yields results.
The best part of Farmgirlfit is the people. Welcome to Live Farmgirlfit, episode 10. We're your hosts, Janessa.
And I'm Jenny, and today we're doing our 10th episode with our good friend Donell Barlow. She is sort of a one-of-a-kind type of gal. She does a lot of different things, including does my hair. Mm-hmm. But for many years we've known her, and she's also the host of Dance Jam Kitchen. Mm-hmm. She's a health coach, and she's going to talk to us a little bit more about ways we can be very diverse and spicing up our food and our diets.
Yeah. Before we get into the details with Donell, though, we want to answer a question to somebody who reached out to us on Facebook just this last week. She said, I've only been a member for a month, but sometimes the workouts are as much or more of a mental struggle as they are a physical one. Years of hurtful comments from others, and even from my own negative inner voice, seem to come to mind during a workout, and I just can't figure out how to turn it off. Any suggestions?
So the first thing that comes to mind and that we kind of spoke about is that we say things to ourselves that we would never say to our worst enemy. Yeah. And so I think just recognizing that you can say something nice to yourself, talk to yourself like you would anybody else. And that's the best thing you can do for yourself. Mm-hmm. But in the heat of the moment, that's hard to remember, but just knowing that you're there for a positive reason and just taking that step back for a second to do that, I think is good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What else?
And I think continuing to focus on your why. Why are you there? Why do you want it? What's driving you? And kind of keeping that deeper meaning that we've also spoke about in the past will help keep you focused. And if it's been, years of hurtful comments, it's going to take a long time to kind of right that ship. But just to start kind of building a bank of positive comments about yourself. And it sounds kind of cheesy to look in the mirror and say, yes, I can. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm strong. I'm capable. I'm healthy. Yes. But it's really true if you start saying that out loud, especially to yourself, how it can change your mental state.
And Donell, your experience with yoga, you know that there's certain poses and things that really bring some emotions up, right? So what do you tell people about that?
When I get into some of the deep hip flexing poses that they're going to hold for a little while, sometimes it does release deep emotion. And especially since it's near your pelvis and your womanly parts and all that stuff, you definitely can become emotional. And you're forced to kind of focus on the breath and you're uncomfortable. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that tends to release a lot of emotion.
Yeah, and just knowing that there's other people that have experienced that too, and that you're not the only one, I think is helpful too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you're looking for maybe something that's more directed, we've talked a couple times about the 5-minute journal, and I'm a huge believer in it because it gives you, it's sometimes hard to just start journaling if that's not something you've done in the past, and you can kind of just it goes sideways, and all of a sudden you've spent half an hour doing it and you don't have half an hour. Yeah. And then it becomes this overwhelming thing that you don't want to do again. But that's what I love about the 5-minute journal. It's directed. It's 5 minutes a day. And it really focuses your attention on that positive self-talk and gives you an outlet too for if you had a struggle that day, a place to put it down and acknowledge it but not dwell on it.
Yeah, and so it's not just blank pages. It is directed and it's really helpful.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hope that helps you. If not, please do reach out to us on Facebook and let us know. And hopefully we can start writing the ship.
Thanks for your question too.
Yeah, really appreciate that. And please continue to give us questions and your feedback. One more thing before we get into the details of Donell. One reason this episode is really big is that we are going to be announcing our winners of our two big prize packs. So we'll do that right at the end of the show before we wrap up.
Which include...
Oh yeah,
these pretty things.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Yeah, pretty sweet prize pack.
Okay, so Donell's been a longtime friend. She's a health coach. She's a host of Dance Jam Kitchen. She's a yoga instructor, hairstylist, and just all around badass.
Oh, yeah.
So thanks for being here. So we have a couple questions for you. Just recently we had Donell here to do a little, Spice It Up seminar. We're in a Food is Fuel sort of nutrition focus, and we're in week 5 now. But last week she came and really gave us some good information and inspired us to have her here. So we'll just start out with a couple questions, and go from there.
So we just kind of want to talk about first, what's your nutrition journey been? What led you to become kind of a health coach? Just kind of the story, and starting Dance Jam Kitchen, how'd that all come about?
Okay, so I'll wrap that up into a small amount. It's been a journey my whole life, really. But I had a lot of digestive issues growing up. I grew up, on fast food and processed food with my single dad. So I definitely was having these digestive problems as I got older, and I started really looking into my diet and what was causing some of those issues. And a lot of us have gut issues that we're not aware of, or skin conditions, or even fatigue. And I learned that it was my diet that was greatly affecting my health. And so it's really important to understand too that journey can change at any time with your stress level, your emotional level, your physical activity, where you're living. And so I realized that I had to have that relationship with food and what my emotional connection was to food. And that's and then I just wanted to help people. I just wanted to share,
Yeah. Love that. And so on your personal journey, kind of what led you to, why did you start kind of delving into spices and different ways to keep your food interesting?
I would say it started, I became a vegetarian. I was a vegetarian for 10 years, but I've been eating meat for the last 3. And with vegetarian cooking, you definitely need to get a little more creative because you're not using, meat protein to flavor your food. And so that's really when I started getting into more herbs and plants and spices, because people think vegetables can be so boring.
Yeah.
And started growing them. And then that really got me excited, having that aspect of growing the food and picking it and then using it to season your food.
Yeah, seeing it like start to finish.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And you use the oils for many different things, but that was one of the things I think the gals picked up on, or the people here for the seminar, were they're like, oils, what are you talking about? Because a guy was like, what's your favorite spice blend, like brand of spice blend? And she's like, essential oils.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, that didn't really answer my question. But she went on, but it's true, right?
Yeah.
Like oils have so many different uses.
I'm obsessed with essential oils because they're so easy to use. They add so much flavor to the food, and they come from pure plant extracts. So you're not only getting benefits from the flavor, but you're getting health benefits. Like if there's grapefruit or some type of citrus oil, you're going to get energy. You're going to help detoxify the liver. So you can use oils for that, or you can use sweet oils to help with sugar cravings, but you're not getting sugar into your body. And also like emotional balance and give you energy or help you relax, but they can be in your food. So you're using the food as medicine. So I love the oils.
Can you expand on that a little bit? For essential oils, are there any spices or other herbs that have other health benefits to it too?
Most definitely. So turmeric is one that I always bring up every time I do a talk, because it's really the #1 anti-inflammatory that you can use. And you want to add black pepper to it. It increases it by at least 10 times the amount.
Oh, very cool.
And so if you guys want to give, I have a golden milk recipe that I brought in that has the turmeric and the black pepper that people can try.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's really going to help with inflammation, as well as you can make a poultice out of it. You just mix it with water and put it on the outside of an area that might have some inflammation as well. So there's other uses for it.
One thing I remember you said is about putting like lemon or citrus in your water, is that it's an oil. It's not acidic. So some people put lemon in their water, which is sort of bad for your teeth. But if you do a couple drops of the essential oil, you're not getting that.
Yeah, because it's made from the peel and not from the actual lemon. So you're not getting the acid on the enamel of the teeth.
Yeah,
it's kind of genius. And then you're getting very alkaline for the day, because that's the whole point of really drinking lemon water.
Very cool. I remember actually one of our members saying that to another member, one that's a dental hygienist, and the other one was drinking lemon water, and she's like, how many of those do you drink in a day? You don't drink that all day, because it can be bad for the enamel of your teeth. That's a really good tip.
Another really great thing I think that you said that really resonated with me, and I actually thought about it that day when I was making dinner, was to hit all of the flavor profiles when you're cooking. And not saying like you have to, literally, like people don't think about it, I think, as far as like tomatoes are your sweet, things like that. So maybe talk about that a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you, Food Network. That was my culinary education, and I always watched all the judges on Cutthroat Kitchen and whatever, Top Chef, and they're like, did you get all the flavor profiles? And so that's kind of where it started from.
And then they chopped your hand
yeah,
off.
and they're like, I don't taste the acid. Where is the bitter and the sweet? And so then I started becoming obsessed with flavor profiles but really what it comes down to is they say, if you hit all the flavor profiles, the sweet, the salty, the pungent, the sour, the spicy, you don't have cravings.
That was like 6 more than I thought there were.
Yeah.
But no,
exactly.
It's serious. There's so many.
There's so many. And so if you're getting all the salt and the spice, you do tend to, crave sweet, right?
Yeah, that's
But
true.
if we can get that into your spices or into the food, without, necessarily sugar, which brings me to, if you guys want to taste some of this, I brought some, this is cinnamon basil. Ooh. So you're getting, some, you're getting that sweet
lotion
in your
on my
herbs. Just eat it.
Should we slap it like we
You
do
just
with basil?
chew it up. Just chew it up. So you're going to get that sweetness with the basil added to it, which is going to give you a really nice balance in your food. I love putting fresh
Is it weird
herbs.
I immediately thought of a cocktail that I could drink?
I need
Can
this
I
for a
muddle
cocktail.
this with vodka?
Yeah, so it's really interesting to think about it that way and getting it from the plants. And then you're also, utilizing the plant medicine because there's a lot more energy that goes into this type of food. I also want you guys to try, you don't have to eat the whole leaf if you don't want to, but this is pineapple sage.
But how do you make this? Or how do
What is this?
I grew this.
I know, but how?
Well,
Is it a hybrid plant or
Yeah,
is
it's a
oh my God,
hybrid.
it smells like pineapple.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it tastes like pineapple. It's amazing. You can infuse your
Pineapple
own
mojito?
salad dressings.
Yeah.
You could do mojitos. You could, if you like making kombucha, it's great for your second fermentation, as I add the fresh herbs to that as well. Yeah, isn't
This
that
is
really good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not as like fuzzy as regular sage either.
No, so yeah, it's a hybrid. You can find them in different various stores. You might just have to look at a few different places, but they're making some different types of combinations. I found orange thyme the other day, so you're getting that citrus component as well.
Yeah.
And really the herbs add so much flavor to the food, and it's so easy, and you're not having to add, worry about the calories or unwanted fat and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, no, that was interesting.
I know, isn't that different?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
cool.
put that in a salad, and you're like, mind blown.
Yeah.
Like, where have fresh herbs been in my salads this whole time?
Seriously.
I'm serious.
I know.
All of a sudden I'm on a beach.
I haven't done.
Yeah.
I've done like cilantro. That's like.
Yeah,
Woo!
I know.
But no, these.
Well, and if you wanted to make your kids popsicles, thinking about stuff like that, you could put fresh herbs into their,
that'd be
food
good.
as well.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
drying
I
them
wrote
so you have them in the winter time.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
Thanks.
Okay, so back to the question the guy asked you when you kind of talked about essential oils. Do you have a couple of favorite spice blends that you go to, that you use?
Yeah, it just depends on what I'm making. You know what I mean? What I go
Yes,
to. So I'm really got into like the kind of the Jamaican Caribbean type of thing. There's a lot of thyme, garlic, cayenne pepper, but then the sweet factor is they have cinnamon, allspice, and nutmeg. And so that's when you get that complete flavor profile. You have the spicy, the sweet, the savory. So I really love putting that on. If I'm going vegetarian, I have a cauliflower steak recipe that I just did. That's a really good seasoning. It's a good rub, but you could also do like a chicken, like a jerk chicken.
Yeah.
With it would be
I
really
put it
good
on
as well.
pork chops, and
Yeah.
it was like amazing.
I
It was
bet.
so good.
Yeah. So that's one of my new favorite, I would say. And then I really enjoy all types of Asian cooking, and lemongrass is one of my favorite essential oils. And it's really easy in the essential oil form as opposed to working with the regular lemongrass. But I add that to my own broths when I make pho
Oh, yum.
and stuff like that. So and it's good for also inflammation of the body.
Very good.
Cool.
When you're doing, because I know like when you came here, put together a couple spice blends, do you does it really matter if it's 1 tablespoon of this and 1 teaspoon of that? Is it kind of like go off the flavors? Do you have,
Do the Rachel Ray.
Yeah.
like this much, that much, kind
Yeah,
of
her dashes
guesstimate
and
it?
things, some of it does matter what it is. You're going to want, more of one spice than the other. But what I like about customizing them is some people can't have shade vegetables, so they don't want the cayenne and the paprika. That's added to a lot of your pre-made blends that you buy at the store.
Yeah.
Also salt and then sugar.
Yeah, sugar's the
So
big
that's what I really enjoy about making the own blends, because it works for your preferences. Because a lot of times when I'm teaching people how to cook and working with them, they're like, oh, well, my kid or my husband or this or that doesn't like, the spice.
Yeah.
And you
can
said
control
shade
that.
vegetable. Can you expand on that?
Well, the shade vegetables, like I was saying, like different types of peppers and things like that, some people are not able to process those well, couldn't say process. And it's just a common food allergy, and a lot of people that are sensitive and have digestive issues, but they're not realizing that they need to stay away from it in spices, and it's in almost all spice blends, paprika or cayenne pepper.
Yeah, it's in a lot. And sugar is the big one. I don't know why it is in so many spice blends, but it is. If you look at the back of like any of them at the store, pretty much there's almost always sugar in it.
Because they assume we're all addicts.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. They always add a sugar component. So I usually will use. I am a big fan of like raw local honey. You know, you're getting good enzymes, and it's also it's being pollinated in your area, which helps with seasonal allergies, which people don't realize too. Or dates, or you could do the stevia, you know, or something like that. Or cinnamon basil.
Yeah, cinnamon basil.
Yum. So this is one question I've been actually really excited to ask you about because it's one we get a lot.
Yes.
And we both eat meat, have eaten meat our whole lives.
Yes.
So having been vegetarian, can you talk about a couple good sources of protein for somebody who doesn't eat meat for whatever reason?
Okay.
And maybe even like the best way you like to prepare them. Because you could just say like cauliflower steak, but like what is
do
it?
you do?
Yeah, like
okay. So for me, I'd say the best sources of protein, though, would be more of my nuts, my ancient grains. Obviously, quinoa has the highest protein content of it. But a lot of people don't realize that sometimes you need to prepare those a little bit differently, soaking them ahead of time. You can even let them sprout. Then you're getting even more nutrition in them. And it's breaking some of the hard digest, different things that are in the actual grains.
The enzymes.
Yeah, and the enzymes, because some people are very sensitive. And so the grains actually, they could digest them if they were soaked. And then nuts, beans, of course I would make a lot of my own bean burgers, you know, sweet potatoes. Avocado has a ton of protein in it, a lot of avocado. And if they're open to it, maybe doing a collagen source, you know, so they're not really eating meat, but they are getting the benefits from eating meat. And bone broth is not vegetarian, but it's definitely, if there was something that they needed to have and get that nourishment, bone broth is my go-to.
What about, were you a tofu girl?
Yeah, but I ate only quality tofu, very picky.
So what's your favorite?
It's called Small Planet, and it comes out of Vashon Island, Washington, so it's local. And
I love that you say that. And the farmer's name is?
Well, they're on one of my episodes, so it's kind of locked in my brain.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, and I actually just went to Vashon Island a few months ago, but they're kind of locked in my brain. It's one of the Thai episodes I did. And I love it because it is local, organic. 90% of the soy in the United States is GMO.
Yeah.
So we want to know where we're getting that from, you know, and it's just, I think it's a great company. And their tofu is really high quality, but that's my favorite.
That's one I've heard
and
about,
I still don't do a ton of soy or tofu just because there can be a lot of hormones. So women are having hormonal issues. They need to be aware of that as well. And not doing the processed, you know, vegetarian meats and cheeses.
Yeah.
You know, it's not better. It's just mildly better than processed food. So.
Yeah. Good. So you're a yoga instructor, and you used to work out with us too. I know that you're an avid worker outer. Do you have a favorite post-workout meal or snack?
I would say it definitely changes on what I'm wanting at the time. I love making like different kind of raw, either protein cookies or balls. Ooh. And so one of my favorite ones is these raw cookies, and I love that you can change them up.
Cookie.
Yeah, but really it could be a protein ball. If you go to the store, that's what they're going to call it, and they're selling these for so much money. It's ridiculous. All you're needing is, you know, raw nuts, some almond butter, maybe some honey, but not necessarily. I like to soak dates and use those as my binder in most of my raw cooking. So a lot of people that are staying away from sugar definitely look into soaking dates and then using the water that you soak them in to sweeten things as well. But it acts as a great binder, and none of them have to be actually cooked. You can just, you know, make these little balls, blend it up and put it in the fridge, or dehydrate if you want it to last a little bit longer.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
So we could share this recipe.
Yeah, she brought a recipe for us, so we'll definitely share that out. And maybe that's what I'm doing this weekend.
Awesome. And and then you can change it up. Like, you know, you can add cacao if you want to go chocolate or spirulina or mint.
Most likely.
You know, most likely chocolate. Yeah.
Okay, and then so along with your yoga, you've always been inspired by music as well. You're a hell of a dancer.
Well, thank you.
And but what is your favorite dance song or song to dance to?
That always changes.
It's just different.
Yeah. Discover Weekly on Spotify is usually the one that helps me find out what my new favorite dance song is. Yeah.
Discover Weekly?
Yeah, Discover Weekly. I follow that one. Yeah, and it's always telling me different I love electronic dance music, obviously, and so they're always telling me what my new favorite one is. I am really loving In the Middle by DJ Snake, though. I've been listening to that over and over again.
Right.
Yeah, that's my new. I danced to it this morning in front of the mirror.
Nice.
Do you have a signature dance move?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, some people would probably say I have some signature dance moves, but I don't know. I don't know what I would call it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not sure.
The Donell.
Yeah, it's just my style, a crazy style. I'm not really sure.
You can check out our crazy style on a couple different ways. How can people look at your Dance Jam Kitchen?
Well, I do have a website, DonellBarlow.com, and it does have all my Dance Jam Kitchen videos on it that you can watch there, as well as recipes and just some more information about what I offer, different meal plans, personalized, whether you're vegetarian or not, or kind of in between. It's a really good tool for that, or you can go to YouTube and just look up Dance Jam Kitchen.
Very cool.
Yeah. By the way, you had a shirt, right? A t-shirt at one point that said Vegan AF.
Yes, I did.
And I told her, it was kind of like a running joke, that I was going to make a shirt that said, I eat vegans for breakfast.
Yeah.
We still should probably do that.
We should. I don't have that shirt anymore, and I'm not vegan.
Well, you're not.
But and that's really important. It was hard for me to change that.
I was going to say, what was the turning point?
Like I was mentioning earlier, sometimes depending on what you're going, emotional stress and different things in life and change, your body is telling you it needs different things.
Yeah.
And so you just really need to be open to that. And it was hard. People still a year later were like, you're eating meat. And I'm like, I've been eating meat for a year. Okay. But I'm very mindful about where my meat is coming from and the source that it's coming from. So it was just, a big life change. My body was telling me
your body needed it.
Mm-hmm. And it can change back at any time too. So just being aware of that.
That's one of the things I just absolutely love so much about what your philosophy and what you bring, and it's something that we try to emphasize to people, is being in tune to what your body is feeling. And when your stomach is upset, or you're feeling lethargic, or your eyes are puffy, that's your body telling you something, and really listen to that. And a lot of it is fueled by diet, by what you're eating. Oh yeah,
I mean our stomach actually has, it's 85% of our immune system, they say now, and it's got its own working nervous system. And so it's actually sending those chemical messages to the brain from the stomach.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so that's how our emotion, and the emotion comes, and the behavior comes from food as well. People don't realize there's such more of a deeper connection with what you're eating.
Yeah.
And how it affects your everything, really.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I think, is there anything else that you wanted to share? I think that about...
Because you told people how they can look at your Dance Jam Kitchen, DonellBarlow.com.
I will be speaking at the Natural Grocery Store up on Division on June 15th using food as medicine.
Oh, very cool.
At 7 o'clock. Yeah, so if anybody's interested in coming and checking that out, I'm really going to get into a little bit more about plant medicine and culture in food, and then also kind of mindful eating. So we're going to look at some different things that people aren't really aware of.
Okay. Very cool.
If they want to come, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, we'll definitely promote that out. So if you're in Spokane, look for that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we just want to say a huge thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, lady.
Thank you.
So be sure to get in touch with her. Check out Dance Jam Kitchen. Really, really good stuff.
It's fun.
And lots of fun. Yeah. So do go check that out. And she is a health coach. So if you're looking for something more like meal planning, she offers a lot of those services.
Yeah, and I do food journaling and regular journaling too. So that's a great habit that you guys brought up earlier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have 2 winners to announce for our big prize packs. From YouTube, Heather Keene.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
She's actually one of our members in Coeur d'Alene, so super exciting for Heather.
Yes, and then iTunes, Christina in Seattle. Not Christine. Christina in Seattle.
Yeah. So we don't know a whole lot else about Miss Christina in Seattle, what your last name is, but we will be in touch with you. Congratulations on being a big winner.
Yes, congratulations.
If you have any questions for us, we love to hear your feedback, hear your comments.
And of course, your reviews.
Yes.
We love the reviews, so keep doing that, please.
Please. Be sure to get in touch with us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes via the reviews. Love to interact with you guys.
Yes, at Farmgirlfit. And then you can tag us at Live Farmgirlfit. And also, if you haven't done so already, you can't win the prizes, but we'd love for you to still subscribe to our iTunes and YouTube.
And it won't be long before we're giving away more prizes.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of our thing.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.